Yeah, what they do. I am Josh Jones, ESQ, also known as the Dope Black Lawyer, back live with you again with Ali LaFlare. What's happening,
Good,
baby?
man. Santa King. Happy Black History Month to you, brother.
Same to you, man. We ain't even mentioned it last week, so I'm really glad you said that, man. Happy Black History Month. Shout out to the
Absolute.
shout out to the big dog Carter G. Woodson, founder of Black History Month. Aight. But before we get into it, man, it's a lot of people I was talking about it. So many more people love him in death than I feel like they did in life, or at least recognize his music, man. But happy belated 50th birthday to Jay Dilla, also known as JD.
The
His
late,
birthday,
great Jay Dilla, man. My hero.
yeah,
Absolutely, man. Big ups to him and his family, man. You gonna live
yeah,
forever.
man.
My heart came for real.
Yesterday was his definitely shout him out. One of the great influences in music, hip hop and otherwise.
One of the greatest minds in music that is just completely underrated.
Yes,
The
sir.
greatest minds in music ever on some Quincy Jones shit. True story. Like, for real.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna start there, man. Happy birthday to the God, man.
Let's go,
All right.
Jay Dilla. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's beautiful right there, man. Round of applause for
Yeah.
Dilla, man. To the God, man.
Let's do it.
Detroit, Cognac Garden, stand up, man.
Let's
Word.
let's do it. From Tribe. What's your favorite Dilla joint? Can you pick one?
Man, are you kidding me? First off, you already know, freshman year, first day, man, Broly Hawk. We bonded over Tribe Called Quest, man. So I say Tribe Called Quest saved my life and the whole trajectory of just understanding for music. And I didn't even know that Dilla was the Uma. He went by so many different names, but I didn't even know that. I thought I was a Tribe Called Quest. I thought I was Ali Shaheed Muhammad fan. Like, I thought he was doing all the beats. Come to find out, he was just a DJ. Um,
He did some, but
well, I mean, the thing is, Dilla did all the beats for the most
yeah.
part for Tribe.
And Tip did a lot of beats, but well Dilla didn't come on until Beats, Rhymes, and
Beats,
Life.
Rhymes,
So
and Life, and which is exactly what I was talking about. Beats, Rhymes, and Life was the actual album that changed my life and trajectory. That literally put me on the path to like just I had to do music. There was no like back and forth no more. And the actual song was Stressed Out, featuring Faith Evans, and it was just something about those chords, man. That just it was like it blew my mind. It was a wild thing. Man, and I actually the first time I heard that record, they actually performed it for it was on Moesha's show, and they were doing a live taping. So I was at the recording where they were filming the actual concert, and it was them, Blackstreet. That was when Blackstreet was doing No Diggity. It was a big thing, but yo,
oh,
that was amazing to me, man. But yeah, that right there between that, but my favorite man, has got to be Slum Village, Volume 2.
hey, I'm glad you said that because I was gonna cheat too and just say like water for chocolate.
Nah, I can't do that because if I was gonna do that, I might as well do Mama's Gun and just go Erica Badu.
You could do that.
I know, but see, look at us just running down the history of Dilla.
Let's do it. Happy
That's
birthday,
how
big
epic
dog,
he
man.
was, man. That's how epic this man was. But nah, it's I got on the sweater, man, but I got goosebumps under this. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
him for sure.
God bless him, and he's gonna live forever. So I ain't even gonna
Definitely
say
gonna
God
live
bless the
forever.
dead. But let's
Always.
talk about it at the Grammys last week, bro. This or Sunday, whatever you want to call
Well,
it.
yeah. First off,
At, so
first
let's
off,
set it up. Let's set it up real. Let me set it up, and I'm gonna give it to you. All right.
come on, man.
So
Set
so
it up.
so so the Grammys took place on Sunday. We talked about it last week. Some of the parties leading up to it. Let us know right now in the chat if you watched the Grammys. Type it in the comments. Right. I did not watch the Grammys. That's not something I do. Ali, were you at Bripto?
I was at the show.
Okay, it was at Bripto.com arena, right?
It's crypto.com arena. You know,
My bad. Hey, I've been watching so much Thug Trial, so you know what I'm saying. We're gonna get to that a little bit later too, talking about the Bripto versus
crypto.com
the
arena.
crypto. So
But
anyway, so anyway, for some racist reason, the hip hop awards, which hip hop is like the biggest genre of music, right? And none of these awards are actually being shown live on the show. It's the pre-show.
right.
So Killer Mike
Well,
from
just for this,
Adamsville.
nothing is actually shown live at the Grammys. They don't show anything live,
All right,
but they
that's
also
cool.
don't show all the categories. That's
But
so.
what
Go
up,
ahead.
but that's my point. So hip hop does not get shown at the Grammys, even though it's, you know what I'm saying, the biggest genre of music in the world, right? Killer Mike from Adamsville, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, exit I believe 7 on 20 if you're headed west. Sweeps 3
Come
hip
on,
hop categories. All right, best rap album, best rap song, and best rap performance. So his album is called Michael, and then he won the other 2 awards for the song Scientists and Engineers. I wish I could play some of this music that we've been talking about,
trifecta, man. Yeah,
but you
that was
but
glorious from
yeah,
Mike.
so he went up there real quick, like short order, boom, 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 won all the awards, and then I'll let you talk about it, and then I'll fill in the details after that.
All right.
So tell me from your point of view what happened at
First,
this award
I
show.
just want to say, shout out to the AUC, man. We did it again. Number one, we back on top, standing strong. That's what I'm talking about. Killer Mike, Morehouse alumni, repping
He
for
did go
y'all,
to
man,
Morehouse.
right now. I, Maroon Tigers, I see you. That's number one. Number two, Don Cannon, let's go. CAU alumni, baby. Let's go. Don Cannon got his Grammy. 17 times nominated, first time winner, 2-time winner on this one. Big bless to you, Don. Love you, King. Will always, always, always have nothing but love and respect for Don Cannon, man. Um, Number three, big blessings to my brother, Ty Dolla Sign. Finally got his Grammy for the album. Let's go. Was all over the Killer Mike project. And for these 3 people, man, they have a close place in my heart. And I couldn't be happier to see them win, especially for this project. Because Killer Mike is such a I don't want to say controversial artist, but he's such a real artist, and he's too black for BET. Sometimes he's so real, they don't want to show what's happening with him. I still don't know why he got arrested. Let me just go ahead and put that out there. I don't know why he got arrested at this point, but what I do know is that it was a well-deserving come to Jesus moment for hip-hop. We're talking about a man that's from the Dungeon family tree. Let's keep it a bando. He's from the Dungeon, straight out of Outkast, and has waited many moons to get his flowers. So this is a blessed moment for hip hop. Sorry,
Yeah.
Travis Scott, you didn't get it, but
Yeah.
and we know Travis had the numbers, but Mike is always going to be more creative. And a lot of people think that the Grammys is about numbers, and it's not. That's the American Music Awards, people. Say that again.
Yeah, so
the Grammys is not about numbers. The Grammys is
art.
about creativity and the artistry.
Yeah.
That's
So
why this nomination and this award means a little bit more to the creatives. The American Music Awards, that's a different story. Granted, don't get me wrong. If and when I win mine, King, I'm gonna be happy about all of them that come my way. But
yeah.
The Grammys is held in that high regard, and it's a little bit more special for that reason. But it was tainted just by his arrest, and I don't know why, but I will stand on business and say this is the most hip hop thing that we've ever had happen at the Grammys.
Yeah, so
And
let's sit right there for a minute. So Mike is saying that it has something to do with I'm gonna read the quote. So as you can imagine, there was a lot going on, and there was some confusion around which door my team and I should enter. We experienced an overzealous security guard, but my team and I have the utmost confidence that I will be ultimately cleared of all wrongdoing. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's on here right now live. Let us know if you heard that Killer Mike album that swept the rap categories and the Grammys as well. So peace to Killer Mike. Also, this is his first Grammy in 20 years since he won one with Outkast for, I believe it was for the song "Whole World." They won best rap song. But we're gonna go ahead, man. Yeah. So peace to Mike, man. Congratulations. We're gonna stay in music.
I'm not sure about. I'm not personally sure, but I know that this one is his for his album. Like that's his first. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, he definitely won 20 years ago with
Okay.
Outkast. So
with Outkast as a feature, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
So
for his solo, this is the first one, and that means a lot, and especially
yeah,
in this category as far as like album, like he was standing with some giants in that one. So
yes,
I didn't see that coming, honestly.
yeah. So let's stay in music, Ali. You know Lizzo, right? You remember she's getting sued
I
by
know. Look,
three of her former, I guess, background dancers. So part of what they're trying to do is they had a motion to dismiss. The judge denied it, and the judge kind of came down a little bit hard on Lizzo's team. I'm gonna read a little bit of what it is. So
it should.
remember, so it's Lizzo, her production company, and her dance captain. So her dance company is Big Girl Touring, and
Mm-hmm.
her dance captain is Charlene Quigley. And the lawsuit stems from sexual harassment by the backup dancers. So some of the counts have been dismissed, but Lizzo's was trying to get the whole thing dismissed, and the judge came back kind of strong, Judge Mark Epstein, and he said it is dangerous for the court to weigh in ham-fisted into constitutionally protected activity, but it is equally dangerous to turn a blind eye to allegations of discrimination or other forms of misconduct merely because they take place in a speech-related environment. So he then came and said, can a global celebrity be forever insulated from civil liability because all their conduct is protected as free speech under the anti-slap statute? Defendant Lizzo asked this court to rule in exactly that fashion. Fortunately for all victims, celebrity malfeasance, excuse me, fortunately for all victims of celebrity malfeasance, the law says otherwise. So he goes on to say, in an apparent effort to dupe this court, defendants either cherry pick allegations or outright omit allegations inconvenient to their position, instead sanitizing them with euphemisms. So anytime a judge comes down on you like that, saying that you hiding stuff or omitting stuff,
Yeah,
that's strong language. I mean,
not that
that's
great.
strong language from the court. So Lizzo is going to still, the case is still open. It's still going to be going on, and just so that we can kind of explain it, SLAP stands for Strategic Lawsuits Against Public Participation, and it's a way for a lot of the celebrities and the press
To
try
get
to
out
say
of it.
that they can get out of it because of free speech.
Right.
So in
And
this
it's an
case, the
art
court's
form,
not.
so you say right.
Yeah, in this case, the court's not going for it. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, first off, it's hilarious that Lizzo tried to take the Tory Lanez route. Just let me out of it. I'm just, just dismiss it. That's cool. You should do that for me. Number two, anybody last name Epstein, they gonna stand on some type of business with you, and and they gotta stay on the straight and narrow right now. Anybody last name Epstein is gonna be all on the up and up for the forthcoming years. Just kind of put that out there. Um, well, I'm not the type of person that wants to see any black people, what I'm saying, go down up under the court. The court kind of got to stand on this one. So I'm
Yeah.
not
So
surprised. I'm not surprised at all. And yeah, so you got the nine, mama. It's all right.
yeah, man,
It's all right.
and it's civil too, so she's not going to jail. She's
It's
not
all
under
right.
any threat.
Exactly.
So,
That's
but
what I'm saying. Like, you just got to pay that money, mommy. Like, you all right, quit being cheap.
yeah,
That's how
but
I look at it. Quit being cheap. You know what you did wrong. Pay them
yeah,
people.
but the
Pay them.
judge is like, look, you can't commit crimes and then try to hide under free speech.
Yeah,
If it's
like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, this is a civil
uh,
case. You're not about to
if
go to
it's
jail.
protected, yeah, if it's protected by free speech, sure, but you're not going to get to just universally
Oh,
use free speech as a get out of paying people or getting out of jail free card for
right. It's
sure.
quiet for that. No,
Yeah,
no. It doesn't
bro,
work that way, chief.
out in
Everybody else
Memphis,
got to pay up, and you got the bread to pay up, so do it.
yeah, out in Memphis is wild, man. I'm gonna say Maine because we talk about Memphis. All
Hold up,
right.
man. All right, man.
So 18-year-old Timothy Felix was charged with unlawful possession, prohibited weapon, simple possession, and possession of fireprogramming equipment after being caught with a Hellcat by the police right outside of Memphis. So I don't know, man. That's pretty much
He
the
did it.
story.
He
Yeah.
did it, bro. It's a
Well,
Hellcat in Memphis. Like,
well,
bruh, you kidding me?
they picked him up at his house with the
Was
car
the
parked in
Hellcat at
his
his
driveway.
house?
Yeah, yeah, he had a
Okay,
Hellcat parked in the driveway. So yeah,
you
man.
good,
So
Chief.
So I don't know, man.
Stop parking stolen cars in your driveway, people.
But also like if I got a Hellcat, please believe I got a tracking device on my Hellcat. Like you know what I'm saying?
For sure. I got low jack, all that on there.
Yeah, have a little fun. If you want to joyride real quick, chop it up and get rid of it, because
I'm coming
otherwise,
back for mine, OP.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Um,
yeah,
that's not
yeah,
really smart. You
yeah,
know, I don't see it, but I mean, hey, look, man, that boy was having a ball in that thing, man. He was running around listening to Moneybag Yo, man.
yeah. Hey,
It's hard out here for a pimp.
if you go, if you're gonna be a criminal, be a smarter criminal. And
Yeah,
also,
just
I
be
don't
a
know if I
little
ever
bit
said this on. Yeah, I don't know if I ever said this
smart.
on this show, but if you are a habitual crime committer, have a dope black lawyer on retainer. Maybe even think about prepaying, because it's so many criminals that go out here robbing banks, selling dope, and then by the time they get caught, they either don't have the money or the money gets seized.
Yeah, that's
I'm just
foolish.
throwing that out.
Already gave it
I'm
up to
just
the
throwing that
lawyer.
out. I'm just throwing that out there. But
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of
got
sense,
to
especially if you're a career
got to
criminal.
yeah, I got a sad one, man. I don't know if he was on here when we talked about it last time, but there was a young couple. They were like 20 years old, and during delivery, the doctors delivered the baby, and they decapitated the baby. So the baby was born um, not alive, and they filed a lawsuit some time ago. The doctors in the hospital, they try to cover it up and try to use blankets so that the family wouldn't know what happened. But
Mm-mm.
but this happened in Clayton County down in Atlanta, and the medical examiner recently ruled that it was a homicide. So they said that um, the lawsuit claims that doctors pulled on the baby's head and neck so hard and manipulated him so hard that the bones in the baby's skull, head, and neck were broken. So they filed a lawsuit against the doctor who delivered the baby, her practice, all the nurses and doctors involved, and the hospital, citing medical negligence. And the lawsuit is alleging that they tried to cover it up, like I said, using blankets and stuff like that. So, according to the ME's report, the baby's death was caused by fractured dislocation of his upper cervical spine and spinal cord. Really sad case. I don't have much more to add to it other than I hope that this family gets as much justice and closure from knowing that it's been confirmed what happened, and also from whatever civil claim or lawsuit that ends up, well, the lawsuit's already filed. I don't know if they're going to end up going to trial, but whatever comes from it, hopefully they get some type of, justice as you can. I mean, the only thing you have is money, but hopefully they get a lot of it, because it's ridiculous and sad.
Yeah,
Um,
that's beyond me, bro. This is the first time I've heard this story, especially with the details. So excuse my cringe reaction, but bro, like
I, I think,
that's out of pocket, man. And
yeah,
prayers to
I
that
think,
family, man. And I hope they receive everything they deserve from
yeah,
Clayton County.
yeah. Well, not Clayton County, but the hospital and the doctors in Clayton County.
Oh,
So
from the
yeah,
doctors and
so
the hospitals. What hospitals is? Do we have that?
um, I don't have the name of the hospital right now. Oh yes, I do. Southern Regional Medical Center.
They need to
So
sue the fuck out them people.
yeah, and they
For real.
are. So we're gonna move on. So I always want to try to get my what's my man name again?
You love Blueface. Yeah.
Blue Fizzle for Shizzle. All right. So it's not really directly related to Blueface, but one of one of his baby moms is being sued by one of Tamar
Allegedly
Braxton's
baby moms.
dancers. He says it's not his baby.
Allegedly
Let us
baby.
know. Let us know if do you get all these updates about Chrisean Rock and Blueface without asking for them? Let us
Yeah.
know in the let us know in the comments if you know who they are, if you get these updates, because I get them
Bro, that
every
shit
day.
pops up like malware on my phone.
Yeah, I've never followed neither one of them. I heard the song Tatiana like a year ago. Apparently, it's like 5 years old,
Yeah. What's
and it
funny is that
didn't
you
go
don't
up
even
till
follow. I follow Face, so it's like, okay, I get how my algorithm would show me some of that, but like her, bro, she is.
hey. So she got her tooth fixed. So when I first discovered her, she was missing like one of her front teeth forever. I seen her boxing with Blueface. I seen her I seen a pops boxing with Blueface. It's a crazy. It's got to be fake, bro. I don't think it's real. But
It's
anyway,
not fake. It's a circus, but look, he's the ringleader, and that's his number one clown.
so
And
he in jail.
yeah,
Unrelated to this, she just moved into his crib. She just got his face tatted on her face, like big as hell, like just like a whole side of her face. And a while back, she was at a Tamar Braxton show, and Tamar Braxton, I guess, was trying to show her some love and was going to let her come out on stage. And apparently, she thought, they're saying she thought she was going to have like a opportunity to perform or do a little bit more.
right.
Whatever happened, one of the background dancers, this dude James Wright, he's suing her, saying that she attacked him at the show back last November. All right, so he says he was hospitalized downtown LA, and Tamar Tamar went live saying, she didn't know that it was going to happen, and she was mad about it as well. But yeah, the lawsuit has commenced. I don't know what else to say about it, but we'll have something else new to talk about next week.
It probably happened. It definitely probably happened. It definitely probably happened. Knowing her,
Hey,
yeah. Anybody to get your tooth fixed and you don't pop the tooth in and keep it in, the fact that you just want to take your tooth out and have it interchangeable, you ain't nothing, bro. Ain't nothing right in your head. But
yes,
she did it, and they gonna get a judgment in their favor more than likely.
yeah, man. So for the people that don't know, I just want to show you. You might see her.
You just want to show them the tat, don't you? First off, what's
Well,
funny is that she got Blueface whole face tatted, and then she was like, got mad that the internet came for her and said, if it was Tupac, you wouldn't say shit.
well, it's not even that I want to show the tat. I just want people who may or may not know who she is. They might say, "Oh, I've seen her before,"
They
right?
know who she is. Everyone knows who the toxic woman is right now.
So, anyways, this is her. This is her right here and this is the background dancer.
And yeah, see, look at this small frame woman compared to this big man, and she probably tat out his ass too.
But they say the hands is ridiculous. I never really
got a chance. She's from Baltimore. What you want?
Yeah, and she's so yeah. So now I'm gonna show.
I mean, look, she might have ridiculous hands. I get it, but hey, man, weight is a thing in boxing for a reason.
Well, it could have. I don't know what the attack was like. It could have been
we don't know.
A sneak attack.
I agree with you. She's treacherous.
Right. And now I want to show you the tat. Yeah, we can't come this far without seeing the tat because we didn't watch it. We didn't show it last week. But tell me, like, what would it take for you to get a tattoo of somebody like this? Let us know in the comments, and let me know for you, Ali. You got tats, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
Who would you get tatted like that on the side of your face like that?
On my face? Bro,
yeah.
Like, only person I might do that for would be my son, but it makes no sense because he looks just like me. So I'm gonna get my face tatted on my face.
Hey,
but that's dumb.
Hey,
that's
look at
dumb.
Look at the level of detail. It's a fresh tat.
By the way, somebody did a great tat, but Blueface mom said that ain't Jonathan, and that's what was funny for me. That it was his mom coming for her.
Yeah, but the Jonathan above the eyebrow is enough for me. So, I mean,
hey, bro, whatever he's doing, he got her obsessed.
Yeah, because they was like broken up. Like I thought she was on the road to like sobriety and doing new stuff.
What you want? My man is out here breaking hearts and taking names. He's doing his thing, man. Even in the cell, them jail phone conversations be crucial. They be having them chicks in frenzy.
Yeah. Hey, let me know if y'all care about Jonathan Majors because we talked about him quite a bit, and I'm not really able to sure if people care. So, Jonathan Majors, now he's facing a sentence from the 2 misdemeanors that he was found guilty of with regard to his ex-girlfriend. Now he's going back black with Megan Good, trying to redeem himself and whatnot. But basically, let me just know if you care about it. But the next hearing is scheduled for April 8th. His legal team filed a last-minute motion asking the judge to consider setting aside the verdict basically they're saying that the charges and the jury instructions really didn't match. So based on what he was convicted of and the evidence that they provided at trial, the jury basically didn't have the correct information to even have a verdict. So now they're asking the judge to do something to put it into his own hands, and it's going to be decided April 8th. There's a good chance he won't get jail time anyway because of how minor the charges that he was convicted of are. But that's the latest and greatest with him.
Yeah, man, it's weird. You know, only reason Jonathan Majors is even like relevant, I feel like, is because they always have him as the turn of the century black man. If we have any historical figure, you know, it's like they only select 5 people. And for anything that's relevant to the 50s, what was the Tuskegee Airmen? What else? What Lovecraft Country? That was one of Jordan Peele's, but it's all based around the 50s and just this time frame. So, you know,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like they try to make him like the new black action hero. You know,
yeah, he was like kind of. You're right. He was kind of like a wholesome kind of dude. Like it was, you know, he didn't have no.
You know, that's kind of how they were pitching him. You know what I'm saying? Initially, you know, is the initial old world black person. So if it's a period piece, you go get Jonathan Majors to play the old black man.
Yeah. Nah, for sure.
You know, so we'll see how this pans out. To me, they need to put him on the Olympic track team as long as that man ran. They're like he's bred for the decathlon. My man was getting jiggy through the streets of New York for a long like he was running.
Word up for that. Hey, but yeah, I don't know, man. I think he's gonna get his career back on track. I don't.
Yeah,
he's facing up to a year. He's not gonna get that.
That's crazy to me. If they let Robert Downey Jr. back, man, he's good. He should be in the next Avengers with a hard role. I don't know. He'd be all right.
Yeah. So this is a story this is a story I forgot about, but out in Colorado, there was a black family that was placed face down, and guns were drawn on them. 4 of them were actually under 18, so they just were awarded 1.9 million. Here's a little footage from that incident.
It shows 4 children crying face down on the pavement, 2 of them in handcuffs being detained by police. The youngest is 6 years old.
I don't give a damn what nobody say. That's police brutality.
Brittany Gilliam says she took her daughter.
So this is the family. That's the driver of the vehicle, and she had, you know, I believe it was 4 minors. They were 6, 17, 12, and 14. And apparently the police claimed that they thought the car was stolen. She says that there was a discrepancy with another car that was from a completely different state that had been cleared up like a month prior, but they still came back at them with that. So,
yeah, man.
There was one other car I wanted
to put a 6-year-old, and I mean, I have a 6-year-old son. To put a 6-year-old on the ground in handcuffs, or just to put them on the ground, period, with a gun drawn on them, is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's out of pocket. That's ridiculous. We both have children that are that age, bro.
Yeah.
And just think about your son having a gun drawn on him and the police telling him to lay down on the ground. Bro, that's crazy, man. That's crazy to me. And they deserve more than 1.9. And I hope they're satisfied with the verdict they received, man. But like,
so your point is definitely well received, and that's what this young lady on the next part of the clip is kind of talking about, right? Like, it's hard for people who don't have these types of interactions to understand it, but stuff like this makes it hard to call the police. But watch how she breaks it down.
Change.
It's like they don't care. Who am I going to call when my life is in danger?
Aurora police say when contacting a suspected stolen car, they're trained to do a high-risk stop with weapons drawn and occupants on the ground. But the city's new police chief now wants to explore new practices, saying we must allow our officers to have discretion to deviate from this process when different scenarios present themselves.
A really deep.
So yeah, man, it's always so convenient after the fact to come up with these new policies.
Yeah. And Ellen DeGeneres, you know what I'm saying, as the police chief, is, you know, obviously, first off, number one, I haven't been to Aurora, Colorado. I've definitely been to different parts, but you know, Denver, Boulder, and there's parts of Colorado that's real hood that you just don't think about. Denver has a section that you don't really want to be in.
Yeah.
Boulder is very white, you know, and the rest of Colorado, for the most part, is very white. I've never been to Aurora, but I'm sure it is probably like the rest of Colorado, where it's not much minority representation, and they just can do whatever they want, man. So, you know, to have a car and say that it's stolen and have the plates be from a whole different state is crazy to me. Um, but I'm also the same black man that has driven literally 4 houses away from my house and have been pulled out of my car and had guns drawn on me because of my car matched the description, even though I had out-of-state plates at the time. And it was just like, so you had a description on this exact car with these license plates. And it does happen, but I was by myself. They didn't put me on the ground or nothing like that. This was with LAPD. But at the time, you know, something just happened in that area. So I kind of understood why. But to put a child on the ground and to not go through the specifics, to not look at the license plate and understand that it's from a different state.
Yeah.
That's beyond me, man. It's beyond.
Yeah, man. Let us know in the comments. Have you ever had any interactions like that with the police, where something like that happened to you? And I want to contrast that with the next story, where this Karen steals a police car, and we have a video for that too. All right.
Yo, Kendra's wild.
After the RP was inside, going female 30 to 40, but black tire very short.
I'll go right to the back. No. Stop! You can't so fast. She just got in my car, took off. Eastbound on Highway 4 passing the substation.
Now, yeah.
Shorty got jiggy.
So
I'm not even mad
compare.
at her.
So compare that to, how do you allow for this woman who you're pulling over for whatever reason, to be free enough to be able to steal a police car, yet a 6-year-old is on the ground with guns drawn, right? And let me just I'm gonna give you the background for what happened. So this happened February 1st in Marion County, Florida, which is kind of like a I don't want to say rural, but it's definitely not a big city. I think it's Ocala. So the deputy was responding to was told a woman, later identified as Kendra Boone, attempted to steal the car keys of another woman at the scene. So the body cam from the video shows the moment he pulled up, telling her to meet him at the rear of his vehicle. When he went around to the back, she instead jumped into the open passenger side window while the car was still running. And then you saw what happened. So deputies went on a 100 mile per hour chase, and eventually she lost control of the vehicle. She died, and so did 2 other people. So 3 other people.
You expect her to die, but
yeah, man. So so all of them were pronounced dead. So, you know, and in the clip that we're not going to show all the rest, but the spokesperson for the police, even in her death, was like calling her an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Going in on her. But I mean, my point is, how do you even allow for her to do that? Right. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Well, the white gumption is something that a black man will never know. We'll never understand the white gumption to hop inside the police car and just get jiggy and take off like that. We just don't understand that type of. We don't have it. It's not embedded in us. That's just it. But yo, Shorty got on.
Yeah.
It's sad that she died.
Yeah, I seen another dude.
She died, but
it wasn't really.
You know, hey.
Yeah.
If
it wasn't
black,
really.
She would have got killed. Feel like that.
Yeah, no shots fired, nothing, right? So it
Nothing.
wasn't a story that I felt like we could cover, but I did see another dude. He was missing a flight, and the plane's already on the tarmac taking off. He busts through the door, runs out to the tarmac, runs up to the plane, and he ends up getting sucked up by the engine. Like, what, I don't know what he thought he was going to do there, but yeah, like you said, it's kind of like something I would never even imagine trying. You know what I'm
He wasn't
saying?
black, was he?
You stupid.
I'm just saying, like, who the fuck did you think you were, Bruce Willis? you think it's Die Hard, Chief? You know what, man? Yo, Hollywood, y'all got to tone down the action movies, man. And obviously, my man's was watching the '80s action movies or like early '90s Jones, where he thought that he could hop on the wheel and just rise up with it. I don't know because yeah. Who the fuck do you think you are, Biggie?
Who do you think you are?
Yo, man, white people, y'all gotta chill.
But he got sucked up, bro. He's no longer here with us. But man,
hey, he's no longer with us no more. But I guarantee you one thing: he went out in a blaze of glory. That man, he was making his flight. He was getting on the flight.
Yeah,
to the upper room.
So he went to a higher elevation in that plane for sure.
Yeah, he definitely went on. He got me.
Yo, so you know about young Dolph murder, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so the trial was set to start, and it's delayed. So first, the judge recused himself. Now, the prosecution is saying they want to move the case out of Shelby County because
it makes a lot of sense
because of all the publicity and the notoriety. But the judge is like, how do you know anywhere else we go, we're not going to have the same thing? So they have a hearing set. The trial's now set to start in June. We'll find out what's going to happen. Again, this is back in Memphis. And if you don't remember, young Dolph was killed a little over 2 years ago inside of a bakery buying cookies while visiting back home in Memphis.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments if you think that moving the trial will have an impact on the notoriety, being that young Dolph was so famous in the state of Tennessee in general.
I think that if they moved it to either a smaller county, and as long as I don't know if they moved it, like I don't know what county Chattanooga is in, but that might be a little bit too. If they moved it to Nashville, it's the capital, so it's going to be like still like have way people there. Just if it was in Nashville or if it was in a smaller county like Chattanooga, but yeah, Memphis, I could see it being a crazy thing. I could even see it being very dangerous, especially what just happened to Yo Gotti's brother.
So this is a rapper named Straight Drop, also known as Justin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And other than the fact that young Dolph was so popular in Memphis, that probably could make it hard. But I can't imagine that he's less popular in Chattanooga or in any other major.
I just don't think that people are going to travel. Like I feel like
it's not the travel that they're worried about. Yeah, they're not worried about that. They're worried about the jury, who the jury was going to be composed of. So the issue is the jurors are going to be so biased because they know so much about
in
the
Memphis
case.
For sure. In Memphis for sure. But in Nashville, I don't think it would be as biased. Chattanooga probably would be. But just judging from the makeup of, the people in Nashville, I think they would have a more fair shot of an unbiased jury.
Yeah. So
relatively.
So we'll keep.
I don't see it's tough sledding anywhere unless they go to Knoxville.
Yeah, and then the issue is usually you want a jury that's comprised of like your peers. Like you don't want to go to like some hick county with a black defendant usually, right? Not saying Knoxville is that because I really don't know. Only thing I know about Knoxville.
I put it like this: out of all the places in Tennessee, Chattanooga is very much so hick-ish. It's not a lot of black people, but they have it's a staple. Knoxville would be one of the cities that is it's a college town. That's what the University of Tennessee is. And so, but a lot of the population is not that of our hue. So I don't see the trial being very popular there. I see them displaying the facts, and the facts of the matter would get resolved based upon the facts, as opposed to somebody feeling a certain way.
Yeah,
In
I
my
can see that. We won't follow it, but Thug trial, Thug trial is on and popping. They've been in court every day this week, surprisingly.
okay,
Uh, yeah,
okay,
so so that's a first. I think this might be the first time they had trial every day. It's only Thursday, but they're live right now. And we'll start talking about last week on Friday. The judge ruled, uh, had a private hearing where there was a motion filed of prosecution to limit the media, and they haven't made a decision on that. They said if they needed to, that the hearing on the motion would be held on today. I didn't get an update to find out what the final ruling on that was, but it says, quote, we did meet with the defense counsel, we being the prosecution, on Friday, along with counsel for at least one of the media outlets. We are still working on amendments to the order, and because that has not been completed, we continue the same path that we were doing from last week. So if you remember, there have been instances where there were people saying stuff like "free thug, free thug, free thug"
yeah, on the Zoom.
on the Zoom and everything. So they're trying to kind of limit the ability for people to do that kind of stuff. Also, this week, Judge Glanville scolded prosecutors because they had witnesses that they had still not made the defense aware of that would not be shown on the camera. So essentially, certain people who were like victims, like they don't want to show on the camera. So there was a woman, she testified about her and her daughter who were being robbed by people who they say are part of this conspiracy. And then for the most part, the very first witness to the case was called back. So Detective Mark Belknap, who's a gang expert, he supposedly has been following the YSL gang ever since they were the rock crew, raised on Cleveland crew, for like 14 years or something like that. So he was on the stand, and the prosecutors are trying to use his testimony. They're using little bits and clips to try to make the defendants look guilty. And then the defense is coming in trying to chop it up, show that, hey, they're not showing you the full picture. The prosecution is then coming in trying to object to them being able to show the full picture. In some instances, the judge has allowed it. And then the biggest thing you try to do with an expert witness is try to show that they are not knowledgeable, show that they're biased. Obviously, he's being paid by one side, so you know what I'm saying. He's not a neutral witness. So that's kind of what they've been doing
all the way.
Yeah. So
which makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, we got some footage of some different clips as well. And then yeah, so let's show some of the clips.
I am aware of songs not involving Mr. Williams where the C is replaced for a B. And this is widely done, and I don't know what widely means. Let me change that. This is something that is done by known artists. Is that fair to say? Yes, it has been done by some known artists. Including, and I'm not limiting it to, but Post Malone. Do you know who Post Malone is?
I know who he is.
Have you heard him do that?
I have not.
Okay. Meek Mill, you know who that artist is?
I do.
Have you know that?
No, sir.
Are you familiar with the song Jumped Out the Face by Meek Mill?
I'm not.
And Post Malone, you are familiar with the song Psycho?
No.
Are you familiar with Juice WRLD?
I know who he is.
Are you familiar with, instead of cooling, booling, B-O-O-L-I-N? You familiar with that song?
I'm not.
Okay. Trippie Redd, you know who that is?
I know of him.
And do you know the song Bust Down, again, booling rather than cooling?
No, sir.
Playboy Cardi, you know who that is?
I do.
The song, and I'm not going to say it, but Cash, S-H-I blank. You familiar with that?
I'm not.
Okay. Little Yachty, you know who that is?
I do.
This song 66, booling is used instead of cooling. You familiar with that?
No, sir.
Lil Wayne, as I said, I Do It. Are you familiar with that song?
I may have heard it, but I don't know all the lyrics.
All right. Are you familiar in that song? It is booing instead of cooling, for example.
No, no reason to dispute it.
All right. Little Uzi Vert, you know who that rapper is?
I do.
You know the song Got. Do you know that song?
I don't.
Excuse me. Booing instead of cooling. Okay. Ruby Rose, you know the song, you know that rapper?
I don't.
Okay. YWN Melly, you know that rapper?
I do.
The song Till the End?
I don't.
All right. How about the word crazy? It starts with a C instead of that brazy. Have you heard rappers, known rappers change that? Not Mr. Williams, excluding Mr. Williams?
I have.
All right. A$AP Rocky, you know the song Crazy Brazy?
I don't know if I've heard that song or not.
All right. YG, Still Brazy, you know that song?
I don't.
Future, you know who that is?
I do.
Absolutely Going Brazy, you know that?
Not familiar with the song.
All right. Lil Wayne song Only, same lyric change.
I don't know that I've ever heard it.
All right. Kendrick Lamar, you know who that is?
I do.
You know the song My Hood Going Brazy?
I don't know if I've ever heard that one.
Okay. The Weeknd song Snow Child?
I'm not familiar with it.
All right. Travis Scott, you know who that is?
I do.
Did you realize he just played on the Grammys this past weekend? You know the song Coordinate?
I'm sorry?
Coordinate?
No.
The lyric Brazy. All right. Offset, you ever hear them?
Yes.
Red Room, Brazy Again, and the like.
Okay.
Also words like kicking. You ever hear bricking?
Bricking, no. Bicking, yes.
Say it one more time.
Bicking, yes.
All right. And then Bompton instead of Compton, the city.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. And then Biddy instead of city.
Yes.
All right. So
yeah, so that's one clip, and basically what they're trying to show is that these terms don't necessarily have anything to do with gangs, and they're trying to show YSL is a gang, so they're naming all these rappers who, you know.
Yo, that's the most foolish thing they could ever do right now, because everybody that they named for the most part was associated with Bloods, which is why the term has been used. Obviously, the Bloods don't like to put C in front of things. So in LA, where that shit started, where all this lingo came from, my city, the Bloods don't use C's. I've had big homies where, like, rest in peace, my big homie Big B. He would not say candy. He would be like, Blood, I need you to go get me some bandy. And I was like, well, he was like, nigga, go get me some bandy from the store. And I'm like, oh, nigga, bandy. Got it. Even you, like, I mean, you was joking earlier, but that's just the culture in this city. Crypto arena. Bloods, we'll call it Brepto.
Hey, I'm not no gang banger, bro, so I'm not trying to let nobody.
But, it's just
but that's the point they're trying to make. But that's the point they're trying to make, that the terms have taken on more than just that, though. It's people out here that's not banging, that's also using these terms. So,
well, they will say it in a term where it's funny to them, but everybody that they mention, for the most part, trust me, does not. All of them don't bang, but they might have an understanding, an affiliation, or like an affliction for that life.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Here's another clip.
I've got a couple more.
Okay. Anybody else from the defense?
One other housekeeping matter is separate from.
Oh, if you give a mouse a cookie, I mean,
what's the other part of that?
He'll take some more. That's right. So
here we are. Right. So this is just housekeeping, just as a matter of observation from watching. And I want to thank the press for their great coverage. But watching the coverage, the way that the camera is set up, you can hear a pin drop on the state's table a lot of times. And there's a lot of sort of discussion that happens at the state's table. And so that we're not just complaining with no solution in mind. We would sort of ask that we explore the option that maybe like the camera be sort of centered a little bit more to where it's not like picking up every single whisper. I mean, you can hear anything the state's attorneys are saying over here. And it's really not the case for any other parties in this proceeding. So I just wanted to put that on the record that we had a concern about.
I'll let you work on that, okay? But I'm not included to put an order at this point, okay? Because I can't control everything. That's more a media camera pick. I know that they don't, even though they could see what you're doing on your table, they don't. But if it becomes a problem, I'll certainly address it. But that's something you can talk with Ms. Gaither and the fine camera folks here, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Judge Glanville has become the star, one of the stars for sure. Yeah, he like, yo, man, I don't care about that, man.
Huh?
Bruh's like, I don't care about that, bro. You're gonna have to deal with that on your own.
I hear you. That's on you, P.
Yeah. If you look on the other side, they got so many defendants. Some of them dudes are sitting in like metal card table chairs. You know what I'm saying? So like, would you rather be over there, or would you rather be at your table with a nice chair? You choose. We gladly can move you.
Like, yeah, bro. It looked like they got a football team over there.
Yeah. But that's the kind of petty stuff they've been dealing with this whole time. So here's more video though of them trying to just
Which is why the judge is being how he's being. And shout out to Judge Glanville and standing firm on like all his positions, bro.
Yeah. I will say that I don't necessarily always agree with his rulings, but I do feel like he's willing to reconsider the same thing if you have a reason for it. Here's another.
I might not agree with it, but he's standing on business.
Yeah. So Ali, we got another clip here of the defense trying to get information out of the expert to show that he's either not credible or not knowledgeable and things of that nature. So we got two more videos of that.
Beautiful bean footage.
You went through that entire Tumblr account to educate yourself for your testimony for the jurors. Am I correct?
No, sir. This is the only post from this Tumblr account that I've reviewed.
You didn't look at all of Mr. Williams' Tumblr account?
No, sir.
Our audio is a little bit low.
Yeah, I guess it's recorded that way. I'll give you what he's saying.
The state asked me to review these particular tweets. This is one that was linked within one of the tweets I was asked to review, and I was asked to review this post from that link.
You weren't curious to know what else is on that Tumblr account?
I was not, no.
All right, so basically, Brian Steele, who's doing actually a really good job for Thug, is asking about this Tumblr account, and he's basically saying, I haven't even looked at the Tumblr account. The prosecution asked me to do one thing, so I narrowed in on that one thing.
Right.
And part of what this is about is because they're showing mad tweets, Instagram posts, and it looks one way, but the defense lawyers are trying to always bring context to the post, because sometimes it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he said that, but what does that even mean? Or, you know what I'm saying? What's the actual situation that was applying to? And the prosecution is never going to do that. So you got to have a lawyer that's going to stand up there and take the time to break that down. So on the rest of the video, he's like, look, I might call you back. If I call you back, I got to pay for it. But I might call you back because I want you to review the whole thing, because it's a reason why they don't want him. They didn't ask him to look at the other posts. Like if there was anything else that was on there that showed Thug in a bad light, it would be evidence, right? So he's like, look, I want you to familiarize yourself with this whole thing. You've talked about Tumblr, so now since you brought it up, let's talk about Tumblr.
Right. Let's get into it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So here's the last clip. Also Brian Steele with the
that on June 1, 2012, Mr. Williams.
Objection, Your Honor. That's going to be hearsay.
So they're objecting before the questions even are asked. It's wild.
That's
it's
crazy.
wild. It's wild how fast the objections fly from especially on the prosecution side. But here we go.
This is not hearsay. Are you? I'm sorry. Are you
overruled?
Mr. Williams, on July 1, 2012, at the time of that tweet that you just talked about, was on his way to Chattanooga, Tennessee, to a Stop the Violence concert.
No, I'm not.
Did you ever bother to look at the tweets that surrounded that tweet to prepare for your testimony today?
I wouldn't put it in that context, but no, I did not review the tweets around this.
I'm going to show you those tweets. Did the state show you the tweets that I gave them?
I don't know what tweets you gave them.
Well, did the state show you tweets around July 12, 2012 to prepare for your testimony?
I don't know the dates of all the tweets that I reviewed.
Did they tell you?
So we got that. And then the real big kicker, Ali, so like that kind of just goes to show you they're not giving him all the context, and he's just breaking it down. He's chopping them up. And I got one more clip because this is actually kind of important. And we may skip ahead a little bit because I don't want to play the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want people to hear something that I think is very relevant and important to who charges were brought against.
All
right.
For sure.
So this is another one of the defense lawyers for one of the other defendants.
He is. Does he live in the Atlanta area?
He does.
And this founder of YSL who lives in the Atlanta area, is he charged on this indictment?
He is not.
Was that your decision?
I did not draft the indictment.
Was it, to your knowledge, the district attorney's office under Fonnie Willis who drafted this indictment?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Was it the district attorney's office that drafted this indictment?
To the extent that I can testify about the district attorney's office's business, I believe it was.
I beg the court's indulgence just for a moment. Yes, sir. Investigator Belknap, do you know, as an investigator, you go to court for these cases, correct?
I'm sorry?
Do you go to court for the cases that you investigate, correct?
Oftentimes, yes.
Okay. Do you know whether Mondo has ever been represented by Fonnie Willis?
Objection, relevance.
I have no further questions.
Yeah, so what he's getting at is that the current DA, when she was in private practice, represented one of the people who's believed to be one of the founders of YSL. Yet when she decided to indict YSL, she did not include him in the indictment for whatever reason. That's interesting.
It is. And it's going to lead to more discovery, and I can't wait to find out what that's about. But and I don't know if it's any type of tampering or anything that the defense is going after with that. But it's really crazy to me, and this should just be a blanket statement for our audience. It's crazy to me that when in trial, the prosecution is only trying to give you this skewed perspective and not really give you the full truth, which is what they're supposed to be uncovering, which is why you definitely must have a dope black lawyer on your team.
Yeah, you saw when the dude asked for the court's indulgence, who he walked up to, right? So he's asking the questions, but my man with the bald head and the purple tie is the one that's kind of pulling the strings, like, yo, man, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to have a dope black lawyer or two. My man with the gray beard on the side looks like wise and sage over there.
Oh, Father Time is in the cut.
Yeah, so
he's trying to make sure that they don't get none or have it maximum reduced.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep you posted on the Thug trial, man. It's still going on. They still got Greg Belknap on the stand, and it's just a lot of just the same type of thing where just methodically they're going through whatever the prosecution did, and they're trying to just give you just a little bit of a shadow of doubt about it. So they're just doing that, and we're gonna move on. And we're gonna talk about Ali's favorite defendant from LA,
I hate this man.
Keefy D. So we told you he got a new lawyer, and his lawyer seemed like he might be about that business. So Carl Arnold is his new lawyer, and Carl Arnold said,
About that business.
"Yeah,
Don't
so
be an
Carl
old
Arnold,
career criminal and not have a lawyer that's about that business. That just don't make sense.
yeah, so Carl Arnold said, believe you me, I will be visiting Mr. Knight, meaning Suge Knight, introducing myself and see if I can somehow get his testimony in that Las Vegas courtroom. Here's the guy that can turn to his right and tell us if Dwayne Davis was in that car or not. All I need for him to say is absolutely not." So Suge, as you So Suge, as you know, is serving 28 years for a fatal hit and run from back when it was filming Straight Outta Compton. And he's doing a lot of talking right now. He got his podcast right now, Collect Call from Suge Knight.
Is trying to just find his wave of relevancy right now, you know. So I mean, like, that's not the person that you want out there, like, that's not on your team, because he's talking to anybody that wants to listen. But I don't know if he's gonna jump in. I don't know if he's gonna jump in this pan of fire, bro. Like, I mean, this is a lot.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it unveils.
Yeah, he said he's not going to help the prosecution to get his sentence reduced, and he said that he hopes that they free Keefy D. Like we talked about, they play little league football together. They go way back. They just ended up on different sides of the B and the C.
And you know what, that happens a lot of times, but that don't mean that you enemies all the time either, too. So.
Exactly, but so he's like, I'm not going to testify against fam, but I don't know, but I don't know if he will testify for him either. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he'll testify against him, is what I'm gonna say.
Oh, he said he won't do that, but what they want is for. But what the lawyer is asking, he's about to go to San Diego to see if Suge will show up and put his hand up and say Keefy D was not in that car.
I don't think he's gonna do that.
Yeah, and then also on a YouTube channel that I never referenced by name, Compton PD detective Robert Ladd was interviewed talking about what happened a few days after the whole Tupac shooting. So he said, within a few days of the shooting, we started getting calls from informants, and our first ones were saying, hey, it's Keefy and Orlando was the shooter. They're telling us that Bubble Up and Big Dre were in the car. This is days after. This is informants telling us, and it's not just us. Other people had informants too. Former Compton Police Chief Reggie Sr., this guy in charge of the narcotics unit, Bobby Baker, they were also getting calls. He said it wasn't just us getting information about this. We were told that Orlando came back and started to brag about it. Not Keefy, not Big Dre, not Bubble Up. It was just Orlando. Everyone's telling us Orlando's coming back. He's bragging about killing. You know, rightfully so, probably, but this is within his own gang. So then the word spread and people started calling us. So just to be clear, it doesn't matter if only Orlando was the shooter. Under the felony murder rule, Keefy, if he was in the vehicle, could still be charged with murder.
There.
So, yeah, because Keefy has never said he was a shooter. He just admitted that he was there and that he orchestrated to a certain degree of orchestrated it. So,
yeah, it's crazy too, because you have a whole police department that has no jurisdiction for this murder, that's receiving these calls and basically doing these investigations. Just because these people were from this area, that has no relevancy, to my understanding, on the actual case, which is a Clark County case in Las Vegas, Nevada.
That is true. And he also mentioned that there was a Cadillac that was involved in the shooting. And he said that there was a miscommunication between Vegas police and Compton police that probably helped it was a rental car that probably helped him to, according to Keefy D's book, they were in a rental car.
Makes sense. In Vegas.
Yeah. So he said that because of some miscommunication, they weren't able to get the car. So that this could have been solved a long time ago. They would have been able to get that car. But
and even still, so you know, like
Vegas. Hey, let us know in the comments. Do you think Keefy D did it? Tell us in the comments. Is Keefy D guilty or not guilty?
That's deep.
I'm curious what y'all think. Deep. He said he did it, but he only said that for entertainment.
That's deep, man. I think he was there. I know he didn't do it. He didn't do it. I don't think he did it.
Yeah. So I don't know. What's your last thoughts on it though, Ali?
On Keefy?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you want to be in the spotlight and you talk too much. You in the spotlight for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, no
Sometimes
doubt.
it's better to just shut up.
Let's keep it moving. We done made it. What the Florida?
My favorite.
I could tell you, but I could show you way better.
Yeah, you can.
Flagler drove through water. Darren's trying to run GL and stuff right now. Kai's on his way out. That's allegedly his last name.
It's not my fault the truck don't serve. I thought it was a server.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be driving on the beach when the gates are all closed.
I thought I was in England.
You thought you were in England?
Yeah.
You're not in England.
Are we not in Kansas anymore?
No. Signal one or what?
Can I get in trouble for that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Jail time if need be.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
Huh?
How much?
It's a misdemeanor at this point.
Hey, you'll be able to make a phone call after,
I'll
Bunky.
give you all that information out of the jail.
I didn't say anything about calling.
What am I going to charge?
I'll explain to you in a minute.
Fantastic. That'll make the Facebook page today.
So now that you saw this Florida man, who I don't actually think is from Florida, a lot of these people just be visiting. We the tourist capital, man. A lot of these people a lot of these people are not from here, dogs.
We just gonna put that out there, huh?
But this dude was trying to drive on the beach, and he drove through the gate without paying the fee. So just so you know, this particular beach, you can drive up to the water like that. It's allowed. It's in Volusia County, which is where Daytona Beach is at. But this is New Smyrna Beach. So this day they were not allowing people to drive up there because the tide was too high, as you can see. And he decided to do it anyway. $200 bond, vehicle was towed, and he said that he just wanted to surf, and it's not his fault that the truck don't surf.
Hey man, he's got to be from Florida, bro. I'm sorry, he from Tallahassee, but he from Florida. He just wasn't where he just ain't from far where they got no water. Hey yo, by the way, the fact that my man says I'm not in Kansas anymore, bro, they didn't do no DUI.
Hey man,
yo, my man was definitely under the influence of something.
So he's from New York. I read that he was visiting. He's a New York man.
All right, well, he drove from New York, or he rented a car in Florida.
Either way, it happened in Florida. We'll claim it. But
we'll claim
I know.
Hey yo, the white gumption is something that the black man will never understand, bro.
Straight up, man. So I don't know, man.
It ain't my fault the truck don't surf.
I don't know, man.
That was great.
That was a lot, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That was great, bro. And then he almost got up out of there, and then he turned back around to go head first into the tide. Yo, man, that was gorgeous, man. Between him and the Karen, they made my day. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man. So we made it to the end. Let us know if you have a question. DM us, Dope Black Lawyer, on all platforms, IG, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, Threads, YouTube.
Definitely X now, but yeah.
Holla at your boys, man. We out here every week, every Thursday, coming live 2 Eastern. And we appreciate you for rocking with us. And we want to be able to help you. If you have any questions, you want to holler at a dope black lawyer, please do so. If you want to drop your demo to Ali, holla at us. Holla at us and we'll get it to him, because I don't want stuff to get through to him that's not worth his time.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna run it through the platform, and you got to at least get past the first sniff test, which is a dope black lawyer. So,
Word. Hey man, it's Super Bowl week, baby. Who you got?
Oh man, who's playing in the Super Bowl? San Francisco and hey man, I'm sick of the Chiefs, bro. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Black quarterback, man. It's February, man. I'm never going against a black quarterback in the bowl, baby.
Oh damn, they don't have. I thought it was 2 black quarterbers, but that was last week. That was last week with Lamar versus. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. Also, the Chiefs.
The Indian denomination of the native denomination. I'm coming with it, man.
Yeah. Also, the Chiefs beat the Dolphins. I'm not one of them dudes that like, well, I'd rather the team that beat me make it.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I'm not one of them dudes.
I'm kind of that dude. If you beat my team, you better win the whole shit, because we can't lose to the second-rate chumps.
Hey, but this is the reason why we don't want you to give Ali your demo straight off the muscle.
Come on, nigga. 2024, nigga, USD is okay. Let's go.
He threw it back. What a guy.
Yeah, so he threw it back. He like, bro, it's 2024. We don't want you to join on CD. So yeah, just send us the files. You ain't got to send us no actual CD. You know what I'm saying? But that's all we got, man.
It's all good.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. And we'll holler at you next time.
Big love.
Word up.